Yo, Comrade Duke, why'd all the factories bounce overseas? My dad lost his job back in the 90s, and they blamed globalization.
Globalization? A capitalist fairy tale. Greedy execs chased cheaper labor. Chinese, Vietnamese, Mexican workers paid pennies. They gutted your dad's union, shipped his job abroad, then pocketed the savings. Class Warfare 101. The bourgeoisie profit by pitting workers globally against each other.
But isn't that just business? Companies gotta compete, right?
Compete to exploit. When Ford slashes wages in Michigan to outsource to Guangzhou, they're not innovating, they're dispossessing. Capital cares nothing for borders. A Chinese worker making iPhones in a Foxconn sweatshop and an American worker unemployed in Ohio, both victims of the same ruling class.
So why don't workers see it? Everyone's yelling about abortion or trans rights instead.
Distraction tactics. The billionaires fund media hysteria over bathrooms while their banks loot pensions. Abortion debates rage? Good. Lets them pass tax cuts for yacht hoarders. They want you fighting culture wars, not noticing the real war, class war.
But aren't those social issues important too?
Important? Yes, but weaponized. The ruling class stokes racial, gender, and religious panic to fracture solidarity. A black worker in Detroit and a white worker in Appalachia both get crushed by NAFTA, but if they're busy blaming immigrants or queer folks, they won't unionize together. Divide et impera, divide and rule.
You saying social progress is a scam?
No, struggles for liberation matter, but capitalists co-opt them. They'll slap a rainbow flag on a Wells Fargo ad while evicting single mothers. Real solidarity means fighting both oppression and exploitation. The LGBTQ plus youth facing homelessness? That's a class issue. Landlords jacking rents, bosses paying starvation wages.
But people choose to care about this stuff.
Choice under ideology is a myth. When your TV screams about drag queens 24/7, but never about union drives, that's manufacturing consent. The working class isn't dumb, they're bombarded with propaganda. Did Occupy Wall Street fizzle? The media painted protesters as privileged brats, not workers raging at bank bailouts. False consciousness is a battlefield.
How do we fix this?
Ruthless class politics. Organize across identities. A Mexican maquiladora worker and a laid-off U.S. auto worker need the same thing, to seize the factories. When they tried this in Argentina's 2001 crisis, workers took over plants, ran them democratically. Capitalists panicked. Solidarity scares them more than any protest sign.
Any historical examples where workers saw through the BS?
The 1930s sit-down strikes. Auto workers in Flint, black and white, occupied factories, ignored racist goon squads, and won unions. The CIO united mine workers, sharecroppers, and immigrants under one banner. Class. That's the power capitalists fear, unity that transcends their divide and conquer games.
Most folks think class war is some Marxist fantasy.
Because the rich won the first rounds. They shipped jobs overseas, crushed pensions, defunded schools, all while dodging taxes. Jeff Bezos' rocket joyrides cost more than the entire SNAP program. That's class war, and it's one-sided until workers fight back.
So what's the play?
Global class struggle. Boycott scab shops. Unionize Amazon warehouses from Alabama to Shenzhen. Strip the billionaires' power. And next time some CEO blames China for stealing jobs, laugh in their face. The only thief is capitalism.
Yes, sir. Comrade Duke strikes again.
Workers of the world, stop bickering over scraps and storm the buffet. The borders, genders, and religions they use to divide us are paper chains. Shatter them. Solidarity isn't a hashtag. It's a weapon. Now let's get to work.